Congrats on the win, Novak. Of course, given all you've accomplished in this sport, you have really nothing left to prove. But I'm just wondering, when it comes to that, when you take the court for matches, do you still feel like there's something left to prove for you?
Yeah, there is always something to prove once you step out on the court, which is that you are still able to win a tennis match. I think it just is a question of perspective. Obviously, in the larger perspective of understanding of what I've been through and what have achieved in the many years that I played on the tour, one can always think that there's nothing more to achieve or to prove because you've done it all. But you know, it's quite relative. You know, it's quite individual the way you see it. But in a short-term type of mindset and perspective, it's really about trying to make the most out of that day and win a tennis match, find a way to win. So that's what I've done today. I mean, I'm not pleased with my level of tennis, but you know, you have days like this where you're not playing at your best, but you just kind of find a way. Yeah, not to get too philosophical about it, but you know, I still love the feeling of competition, of the drive that I feel on the court. You know, I get really hard on myself a lot of the times because I expect myself to play always at the highest level, which is obviously not always possible. But you know, I still have desire to compete with the young guys. You know, and otherwise I wouldn't be here playing.
Simon.
How are you finding the court this year, particularly Ash, and the balls? Because I ask partly because whenever you ask a player or different players, they all have different opinions about the court speed and the balls.
In relation to what, last year or just in general? Or
yes.
I mean, look, I think that the court speed, I can't recall actually what was the year when it changed, when it started being slightly quicker than what it used to be. But it's been now pretty much the same speed for some years back. But I think it's the balls that are different. Whether it's the rubber, whether it's the fluff, whether it's, I don't know what it is, but it is different or was different. But I've been hearing that a lot of the players think that finally there's some consistency with the balls that they've used in the US Open Series tournaments coming into US Open and US Open. They say that most of the players that I've spoken to, they say that now, you know, they're almost the same pretty much. So that's good to hear. And we can instantly see less injuries with the joints, obviously, that we've seen. There was an unfortunate trend of the injuries, I think, was it last year or 2 years ago. So, I mean, that has to be obviously taken seriously and, you know, to make sure that there's no big fluctuation in terms of the quality of the balls. And as I understood, there's like maybe 2 or 3 factories in China that produce pretty much all the balls for all the brands and tournaments. So yeah, if anything changes in that production chain, obviously you can feel it, and also it's, I think, a question of storage. You know, how long is it in storage for, where it deflates and loses its pressure inside. It's quite. I mean, it's a sensitive thing, so you have to kind of approach it seriously.
Howard.
Thinking about that jacket of yours with the 4 Grand Slam tournaments marked on there. There aren't a lot of you who have won all of them. What do you see as the significance of having a career Grand Slam? And do you recall at what point for you it was something you thought about and wanted to achieve before doing so in 2016 in Paris?
Well, I didn't dream of that when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was dreaming of playing and winning Wimbledon. All the rest, historic achievements that I have achieved, really came to my mind as a possibility, including to complete the slam, only when I was already on the tour, quite a few years. So yeah, back in 2011, when I achieved my childhood dream to win Wimbledon and become number one, I was of course deeply satisfied. But then I was only at the time 23 or something like that years old, and 23, 24, and I was like, okay, you know, I still have to play, you know, hopefully another, whatever, 10 years, 15 years, and, you know, I still want to set new objectives, new goals, and I'm an ambitious guy, so I thought, you know, if I won that year, 2011, 3 out of 4 slams, you know, and played semis of the French, you know, why wouldn't I, you know, go for it? So when it was achieved in 16, it was a huge, most of all, it was a relief for me, because I primarily put myself, I have put so much pressure on myself primarily. And then, of course, there's always expectations of the people around, you know, is this the year? And it's over and over again. So when that was done, it was just the primary sensation or emotion was just a relief. Okay, I've done it now. I can move on and you know, think about something else. So I don't know. You know, there's a lot of debate on what the ultimate challenge in our sport is. From my experience in my career, I would say probably the top 2 things would be, yeah, winning the career slam or golden slam, including the golden medal at the Olympics, and staying number 1 for, you know, many years. I mean, that's because, you know, slams are such a big goal of every single player, and they take a lot of energy to be conquered. So for you to be consistently playing well over and over again, to be a contender for number 1 in the world, that's probably one of the, if not the ultimate challenge, because it requires a 24/7 attention to every single detail when it comes to physical recovery, preparation, mental training, anything really that revolves around an athlete, individual athlete, because in the end of the day, you have to do the job yourself on the court. So yeah, I've been blessed, honestly, to achieve this many great things.
We only have time for one more in English. Matt.
Well done today. I'm sort of curious how you're actually feeling out there on the court psychologically, because watching you, and I think a lot of us who have watched you a lot, are a little baffled. You don't seem to have a lot of joy out there in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, and you've talked about trying to find your motivation.
Right.
You're giving off a little bit of a strange
It's
energy.
not a motivation thing. It's just like me a bit frustrated with my game, you know. And then I kind of like go through stuff eternally that you don't want to know to details what I'm going through and telling myself. But yeah, it's just I'm just trying to be locked in, you know, just trying to solve the riddle once I'm on the court. It's not like I'm not finding joy on the court competing. I enjoy competing, but I don't enjoy not playing well, you know. So I you know, put extra pressure on myself and my team to be better the next day, the next match. So yeah, today was a little bit of a struggle to find that rhythm. That's why maybe you haven't seen me be so pumped after winning points and stuff, but I'll make sure I'll fist pump just for you, for your eyes only, next one.